show you how to set up the Wawona 6. Really nice tent from North Face. It's got a nice adjustable bag so you can get everything back into it after you set it up. I've also got the footprint that goes with it. Keep your tent off the ground. Help keep you from tearing it. Keep it from getting wet and dirty. This is the footprint for the Wawona 8. So it's a little too big, but they do make it for the 6 as well, so that the holes line up for your tent pegs and everything. They were out of stock on the Wawona 6 footprint when I bought my tent, so I went ahead and got the bigger one. You'd want to clear out most of the brush before you put down your footprint. It's not perfect protection. These orange poles are the main backbone of your tent. North Face uses really thick, sturdy ones. And another thing, when you're pulling them back out of the tent, it's a tighter fit. You can pull on these before they start coming apart, so they don't come apart inside the tent when you're trying to take it apart. And put these two big ones together and it sets up like a regular dome tent, but it gets a little better after that. Really easy with 2 people. It's not that hard with 1 though. Got 2 big orange loops for your big poles to go through. Might have to grab it and get it through this middle part where they overlap. Very simple, straight through. Go ahead and grab the other pole and get it started. once you've got them started, you'll see it's got a little metal circle for you to put this in through. It's nice and sturdy. It sticks right in. Just lay it down. Go to the other side. Grab the next one. Really tight. It's kind of hard to get it started, but it's very sturdy once you get it up. You don't have to worry about anything popping loose. And this would line up perfectly with the tent if it was the right size footprint. Now, smaller poles for the rain cover, and it gives you a little vestibule to sit under right here. That's why I like having the footprint that's a little too big. It gives you some covered ground to walk on. We've got one curved one. Sure the curved one's going to go last. I'm not much for looking at instructions. If I've got the right pole, you want to come underneath this pole before you start pushing it through, because it's going to sit in that little seat right down there. And then you got another flap to go through right over here. See, it's behind the orange poles on both sides. We're going to bring it down, put it in the seat. And go to the other side and do the exact same thing. Push it nice and tight. That's it. This is where it starts to look a little different than a normal dome tent. Now, this is probably the hardest part to do by yourself. You got to get the rain fly over it and attached on the far end before we put it out here and put the pole through it. This is the loop the other pole's going to go through, so it needs to be on this side. We'll go ahead and walk it over the key. And you've got these little rings right here. This goes through the ring all the way, and then that'll hold it in place. We've got one on this side. Hold it in place. And you can tighten it down later if you need to. I'll leave it loose right now. Slide this through. Got my stakes ready for wrestling. Got another little seat. It's adjustable. These seats are attached to each other this part stand up. See, I set my tent so there's going to be a tree inside it. And this closes too. I just had it open last time. It's a lot easier to get it set up when everything's zipped up. Take 2 of your stakes. I'm going to go ahead and stake this part out. That's what's going to keep this from falling back in on the tent. Get this tight and you can adjust the rest of the tent later. There are a lot of rocks here. And then for every single one of these poles, you've got 2 or more clips. These double up with the other seat. Hook onto the same one. Hold them tight together. I'm going to go around, clip all these down, stake it out. I might guide it out. It's got guides on all the corners and along the top in some places, in case you're getting a lot of wind and rain. And I'm not supposed to get either, so I'm probably not going to guide it out. But I'll stake it out, stake it up, and come back to you in a minute. Alright, now we've got everything set up. I'll walk you through how I have it. Got me a rocking chair right here, so I'm nice and comfortable beside my Yeti with all my drinks. Got a cooking station set up right here with a little butane grill, a little pot. Got a frying pan. I'm gonna cook some hamburgers later. The little pots for water. Got some food over here, some snacks, coffee, stuff for the hamburgers. Now if you look in here, this is the vestibule. This, you don't see this on hardly any tents. It's a neat thing North Face did. Gives you a nice covered place. You can set some of your stuff and you can be out of the rain. You can open up both sides so you have a little walkway, or you can close off both sides once you get in and it's completely enclosed except for the bottom. As you see, my footprint extends into the bottom a little bit. You've got room to sit in here. Most people will be able to stand up in here. I'm 6'4", so my head touches, but in the highest points I can stand up. You see, it's very big on the inside. I've got a giant cot over there. I'm a big guy. That's a Coleman cot, an extra large Coleman cot. 6'4", 300 pounds, so it takes a big one for me. But I've got plenty of room. Like, my feet have got room on the end, and my head's got room on the end. I can stretch out. It comes with a nice pad. You got another door on this side if you need to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. You can hop out real quick. You can see it open, you can see out, and you could take the rain cover off and it'd be completely open. But it has windows on both sides. This is the window open, here's the window closed on that side. It's also got vents here. I don't know if you can see, but they'll show you from the outside. They keep it from getting really moist in here from your breathing at night. Come back out and look, you can look in the vent. It's got a little Velcro thing, a pole that holds it open. But that's where I will be sleeping tonight. We're in Georgia, and I came to this place. There's a creek over here. I wanted to camp near this creek. There are a lot of, there's a haunted story that I will save for later. This little waterfall right here. The creek goes on down. There's a little cove. This little creek runs into a bigger creek, and then there's a cove on that big creek with some deep water, and there's some stories about it being haunted. And people drown there, and there's supposed to be spirits you could see. So I thought I'd come and do a little, see if I could make a ghost hunting video, see if y'all be interested in that. And if you're interested in any of this, you want to know more about any of the stuff that I'm using while I'm camping, just let me know in the comments. I'll try to remember to put links to everything, especially the big stuff like the tent and the cot. I get everything from Amazon, so I'll put Amazon links so everything's easy to find, so you know exactly what I'm using. This is a really nice tent. This is obviously the most expensive thing out here. I wouldn't recommend it for somebody that's never been camping before and wants to start. But after you've been doing it for a while and you know it's something you're gonna continue doing, you can't do much better than a North Face tent. All the stuff is very high quality, and it does, even in the pouring rain, you do not get a single drop of moisture inside the tent. And as long as you're not camping somewhere where it's freezing, you know, below zero, it's a pretty good tent. It does everything you could possibly need it to do, and it's not so large that it takes forever to set up. You know, it took me about 10-15 minutes by myself. You have two people, you could do it in 5 minutes, have it completely set up. I've spent a lot of time in this video talking about my tent setup, but there's something else that I think is even more important. You know, you don't have to have a really nice tent like the North Face Wawona 6. It makes your life so much better if you do, but if you're not sure about camping and you don't know that you're going to be doing it a lot, any tent will work. If you're not going to be out in the rain or snow or freezing cold temperatures, anything will work. But what is important is having a good cot. I spent a lot of years sleeping in a sleeping bag on the floor of the tent, and it works, but it's not comfortable, and you might wake up with your back hurting and the floor is cold. Get a cot. If you're a normal sized person, any cot will work. I'm a very big person, and I'll show you the cot that I use in case there's some other big people out there that want a comfortable cot for large people. Let's get in the tent and I will tell you a little bit about it. This is the Coleman tent. All right, I just have a tiny little blanket on it, and it got down in the 40s here last night, but I didn't get cold with this because it has this pretty thick pad on it. It's very soft and it keeps you warm, and under the pad you've got springs all the way around this cot, so it's honestly as comfortable as my bed at home. And the most important thing that most people don't think about when they're getting a cot for a tent is the legs. I like these legs that are rounded on the corners and flat. They spread the weight over this long flat piece, okay? All three legs are like that. They fold up super easy. Most of the cots you'll see, they have the foldable ones. You extend them and they have legs all the way around, little pointy legs like a chair. Those dig into the bottom of your tent, especially if the ground is soft beneath your tent. You're liable to poke a hole in your tent. This cot's a little more expensive, But it's big. It spreads the weight out. It's higher up than most cots, so it's easy to get in and out of. And it keeps you warm from the bottom with the pad. You only need a little blanket on top. It's just great. And the blanket I'm using, I got it on Amazon too. It's got little clips. You can attach it all the way around too. So when you roll over, your blanket doesn't fall off in the floor. Or you could use a sleeping bag. And they make sleeping bags with little ties that attach to cots too. But this is a Coleman cot. It's a Coleman extra large, something like that. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out. It's a very good cot and very comfortable. And I would highly recommend it. And with that, we'll roll on out of here. Thank you for watching Iron Squats. Like and subscribe if you want to see more like this. Check out the links in the description. Learn more about each of these items in the video.